What is the lineage of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What's his lineage? Where does he come from? Who could tell me? Who could tell me what lineage the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from?
Ismaeel alayhi salam.
Huh?
Ismaeel alayhi salam.
Ismaeel alayhi salam. What did you say? Lineage means family tree. Where did he come from? What family did he come from? Got it? All right. We'll get ready to write, because I'm going to give you some more information right now. Okay? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from a certain lineage. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from the lineage of Ismaeel. Real briefly. Who can tell me who was the father of Ismaeel? Who was his father? Ibrahim alayhi salam. So y'all did learn something over there, huh? Okay? Now I'm going to share with you this. The Prophet Ibrahim. Okay? You guys, write this down. But this is very important for you. When I teach you this, I want you guys to learn this. Don't forget this. Share it with as many people as you can. Please. So y'all can help me out and help yourself out. Whenever you share knowledge and you give it to somebody, the Prophet Muhammad said that when you die, then everything ceases. You can't get no more good deeds except for 3 things. Right? Beneficial knowledge, that you gave knowledge to somebody. Right? You built something like a mosque or something that people are still attending it after you die. Or you have a righteous son or daughter that prays for you after you die. This is called sadaqah jariyah. It means a never-ending charity. So when you share knowledge and you give it, and this person shares it, he shares it, even when you die, those who are benefiting from your knowledge, you get charity, you get blessings. Okay? So inshallah, share this knowledge, inshallah. So we have Abraham, or Ibrahim. Okay? Inshallah, know the English, know the Arabic. Why? We're trying to step our game up. We're stepping our game up. We're not just trying to, well, I know the English, and I know the Quran. No, we want to know the Arabic and we want to know the English. The Prophet Abraham, his name was Ibrahim in Arabic. Everybody come sit down. Sit down. Don't play no more. Fix your face. Fix it. Fix it. So the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was called the father of all religion. My father Abraham, those who used to be Christians, like myself. Y'all remember the song, My Father Abraham, right? Because he's called the father of monotheism. He's the father of all the religions. Christianity, Islam, and Jews, they all try to claim Abraham. Now Abraham had 2 wives. 2. So this is the norm. This was nothing new. The prophets, they had more than 1 wife. This is the norm. So don't get, this ain't nothing new. The Prophet Abraham had 2 wives. His first wife was named Sarah. Sarah. The Prophet Abraham, he could not have children with Sarah because Sarah was barren. Sarah was barren. But she knew that Ibrahim alayhi salam, that he had been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, I will bless your seed. And through your seed, many nations. Through your seed, prophets. Through your seed, many beautiful things. So, Sarah could not have children. So what she did is that she married Ibrahim alayhi salam to her concubine or right-hand possession. Because Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was given right-hand possession, or he was given a concubine or slave from Egypt. But what he did, he married her. Her name was Hajar. Hajar, or Hagar in the Bible. Hagar was from Egypt. She was from Egypt. She was from the people of Cush. She was black. She was African. Hajar. So the second wife of Abraham alayhi salam was African. Did you guys know that? Who knew that? Raise your hand. Oh, you didn't know that, Fatima? They didn't teach you that over there? Okay, well, I'm going to teach you here. That's why you need to be here. Don't you think that's something very important to know that Abraham had an African wife? That's kind of important, wasn't it? They didn't teach that. So Abraham, he married his second wife, who was Hajar. She was Egyptian, Cushite, African, black. They had a son. So the firstborn son, the first child of the Prophet Abraham, his name was Ismaeel. Ismaeel, Arabic, or Ismaeel. Ishmael, English. Arabic, Ismaeel. Ismaeel, English, Ishmael. Okay? Who knows what the word Ismaeel means?
God heard.
God heard. Ismaeel comes from the word Sama'a. Sama'a, right? Sama'a, Samia, meaning to hear. Right? Ismaeel, Sama'a, to hear, because Abraham was making dua. Abraham was making dua to Allah to bless him with a seed, to bless him with a son. So Allah called him, and Ibrahim called him Ismaeel, because God had heard his dua. God had heard his prayer and blessed him with a son, so he named him Ismaeel. So the firstborn son of Abraham, who was a prophet, the firstborn son of him he was a black. Ismaeel was black. Yes. Did they tell you that? They didn't tell you that, possibly? Oh, they didn't tell you that one more? You went to school? Okay. This is the truth. Through this lineage of Abraham and Hajar and Ismaeel, then from Ismaeel they have Kedar. From Kedar you have Adnan. From Adnan you have the Qurayshi. Right? Adnan are the people of Yemen. Kedar also means black. Kedar was also one of the names of Ismaeel, and the word Kedar means black as well. The Prophet Muhammad came from the Qurayshi tribe. So, Muhammad. So the Prophet Muhammad came from this lineage of Abraham and his wife Hajar, who was African, and from their firstborn son Ismaeel, and through Ismaeel came the lineage of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from an African lineage. That's why they don't like him. The Jews don't like the Muslims, because the Jews come from this lineage. The Jews come from Sarah. This is where Jesus, Moses, all the other prophets we hear about, they came from this lineage. But you don't hear about this lineage because it's an African lineage, because their mama was black. That's a fact. But you hear about this lineage because she didn't come from the African lineage. But you hear about this one, Moses, David, Solomon, Job, Jesus, right? Through this lineage. But through this lineage is where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he sent his Sahabas, did everybody know what Sahabas mean? What does Sahabas mean, Fatima? They didn't teach you that? Okay. Sahabas, companions of the Prophet. Companions. Right? Or his disciples, the companions, like Ibn Mas'ud, Ibn Abbas, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman. These were the Sahabas of the Prophet ﷺ. These were his companions. When the Prophet Muhammad sent his Sahabas to Africa to fight jihad, to give dawah to this deen, he told his Sahabas, when you go to Africa, be kind to the blacks. Because your mother Hajar, who is the mother of the Arabs, is black. He told the Arabs, your mother is black. The mother of the Arabs is black, so when you go into Africa, be kind to the blacks, because your mother is black. This is a Sahih Hadith. Sahih. So the Arabs are African, they're black. What the Prophet Muhammad said. So when we understand that when we learn in the Arabic language, which came from Ismaeel, the Arabs come from here. The Arabs come from this lineage, this African lineage of Ismaeel alayhi salam. That's a fact. Mecca, Saudi Arabia, was established from Ismaeel and his mother Hajar when they got kicked out and Sarah became jealous of this African wife because she became pregnant and she wasn't pregnant. So now this wife became angry at this African wife to the point it says in the hadith that she said she was going to cut her stomach to kill the baby. She was so jealous of this African wife, she said she was going to cut her stomach open. This is the hadith, read it. This is the hadith. She became jealous. Okay? So understand that through this lineage, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came. So maybe if you understand this a little bit better, you'll be more in tune to accepting the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Man, I ain't trying to be no Arab. I ain't trying to be. Man, you're trying to be. Don't you understand the connection? Understand the connection. They don't want you to know this so that you won't be connected. You're connected. But they don't want you to know that you're connected. See, there's power in unity. You know, even though we got a lot of kids and whatnot, there's power in unity. There's power in knowledge. When you understand proper knowledge, you have knowledge of yourself. Right? We have lost our culture. We've lost our minds. The way that you destroy a people is you remove the knowledge and you remove their history. You remove the knowledge and you remove the history, so therefore now they don't know what it is that they believe in or who they are. They don't know who they are. Right? You've been told all your life that Africa is bad, you African booty scratcher, wearing your hair, your nose. So anything dealing with black, man, I ain't African, man, I'm from America. Man, go on. You didn't know that Abraham had an African wife? Who was here 2 weeks ago? We were talking about the Prophet Suleiman. And he married an African woman, Queen of Sheba. So another prophet married an African woman. Moses married an African woman. Does anybody know what Moses looked like? Moses was black too. Moses was black. I didn't stutter. I didn't hesitate. I didn't say I think he was. Moses was black. And in the Arabic language, it said, when they described Moses, it said that he was Adam. When it described Jesus, it said he was Adam. Son of Adam. He was the most handsome of blacks. It said Jesus was fine. He was handsome. The most handsome of blacks with his hair coming down to his shoulders. So he had crop. Prophet Muhammad had crop. He used to part his hair and have braids and put honey on the tips. It said Aisha used to braid his hair in the masjid. Kind of sound like something familiar. So ain't nothing wrong with having braids. Ain't nothing wrong with having braids. Prophet Muhammad also had braids. The women used to braid their hair. Okay? Jesus was black too. Okay? So when you understand you have some familiarity, right? You have some more, maybe you have some more motivation. It doesn't mean that just because you're black that I'm them and look what we did. You didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. But what we're trying to do is to try to show you and tell you about your Aqeedah. This is the truth. Not to say that black people doesn't know, but this is the truth. But as those who have been taught differently, it's our responsibility to give you the truth. so that you know. Maybe this will inspire a little bit better that you understand, oh, well, Abraham had an African wife. Maybe that might inspire you sisters. Oh, Prophet Solomon, he had an African wife. She was the Queen of Sheba. Maybe that might inspire you sisters. One of the first women to die in the cause of Allah was African. Did y'all know that? The first woman to die under the banner of Islam was an African sister. Did you know that the Prophet Muhammad, his adopted son, whose name was Zayd, he was black? Did y'all know that? He was black. Zayd ibn Hajar. Look it up. Okay? His name was Zayd ibn Hajar. Zayd ibn Hajar. This was the adopted son of the Prophet Muhammad. Type it in and say Zayd ibn Hajar, black, and see what the hadith say. Bilal ibn Rabah was black. Usama bin Zayd was black. Okay? Not trying to tell you, just say, man, just so that you guys can understand that there are people that were just like you that Allah raised in rank. Just like Salman al-Farsi, the Persians, right? Sheikh Al-Bani, Sheikh Bukhari, the hadith books that we read, those were white people. Sahih Bukhari was white. Sheikh Al-Bani was white. They weren't even Arabs, but they became the most profound muhaddithin, scholars of hadith, whites. Okay? So again, Allah said that He chose you different tribes and different colors, but the best of you in the sight of Allah is what? The one who has the most taqwa. Don't matter what your color is, don't matter how tall you are, don't matter how much money you got in your pocket, doesn't matter from what lineage you come from, what family you came from, don't matter. Taqwa, actions, racial rank. Everybody got this? Right?